Hey there, everybody. This is Lana's Enchanted Sky. How is everybody? These are my predictions for the year. Now, I randomly do them. Now, I could be putting them together by subject matter, but I just write them down. And so they will be appearing on my website and they will be predictions. Because remember, my predictions are from 2022 to 2026. And I don't quite know why, but I was told that. So I kind of go with it. But to let you guys know that they will be on my website, I just have to type them. This has gotten crazy. As if you guys don't know, my accuracy rate's it's over 90%. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. And so we're going to go with it. So we'll be watching my Metaphysical Meanderings is my podcast. And it's on here and you can see some of the predictions there. And the rest of the predictions are here. So they're kind of mixed together. But I'm reviewing this for YouTube. Please hit my like and subscribe to me. I'm going to start really zoning in on my YouTube this year. So, all right. So this year is a 7. And a 7 has to do with you learning to use intuition. So there's going to be some mystical, magical things happening this year with being a 7. Okay? So just expect that. Some of it won't even make sense probably. But there's a lot of spiritual type things happening with a 7. Now, for some cycles, a 7-year cycle, do you see what I'm saying? This is the last of the year. It's a culmination. And for some things in astrology and numerology, they repeat. So you understand that, okay? Now, I've got so many predictions that you guys know that I have to do this a couple times a year. I get weird downloads. I'll be asleep, and that's how I get them. Now, first of all, politically, I'm not sure who I'm seeing. I am saying, but Biden, I don't see him in public now in the coming up here in the next election. I do see him possibly running, but I don't see him long term. It's weird to me because remember, I just get visuals, and I am doing remote viewing. What I am seeing is a man with dark hair who's not real tall addressing Congress and Senate, and they're shaking hands down a line. And all I know is it's thick, it's got a little wave to it. Some people are saying that maybe it's DeSantis. I say that's not who it is. Now, could I be seeing what's going on with Congress and Senate, how they're having a hard time with things going on with that? I'm not sure. I just see, and it feels to me like it's the Senate and Congress, and if the person is shaking the hand of them with his back to me. So all I know is I see that, and there's a woman behind him. So I want to say that's the running mate. Okay? So think about that, and I might be coming back with it, because I don't feel like Biden, if he runs and even wins, he's going to be in the public the whole 4 years. Like he's going to be kind of on a down low or something, with Kamala Harris being more visible. And everybody's like, oh, he's good, he's sick. He says, I don't know why. I don't want to say that it's not like the memory issue, like some people say. That's not it. I wanted to say something, maybe he has to have something to do with his heart or something, but I'm not sure. I just know that I don't see him, and that's what I see for my download. Okay, so that and I have a lot of people saying, oh, you'll never finish the second term. I don't think he's going to unalive. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, but I do see like he's going to be around a little less and less. So if he does get elected, that's why I'm seeing I don't see him so clearly. And I know that that's kind of a general thing, but that's what I see. So I want you to take that with a grain of salt, okay? So here's universal health care will be blended with insurance and will have covered routine exams. That's coming. I don't care what anybody says. Because I'm going to tell you something. The person that's going to be coming in, and if they come in after Biden, whoever this is, there is a very dynamic male person who has a female vice president. Now, I've been saying there'll be a woman president. Does Kamala Harris take over for Biden? And that's what I see. It could very well be. I want to say in the next 2 presidencies, there will be a woman. So I do say that, and I still stick by that prediction. Okay? So the dark-haired man, he's so significant and dynamic with lots of different ideas. There's so many people I could say right now. A couple I'm not going to, you'll hear me reveal who maybe it could be. I don't know who it is. I just know he's not really tall. He has dark hair. It's got a bit of a wave to it. Okay. Now, coming up this next 2023 to 2024 is I see the government doing some type of subsidy to help first-time home buyers. There's something significant to help this younger generation get homes. There's some type of tax cut, tax credit, something coming up here in 23, 24. All right. Now, I want to say some other things and remember, I skip around a little. I just do. I guess I should probably put them together. But long COVID's going to have a breakthrough in a year and a half. There's going to be a huge treatment. I still say by 2025 that COVID, it probably won't be gone, but it's going to not have its grip on us. And I know that sounds far away because this is 2023, but there's something significant that's happening in a positive way with that. Okay. Now, there's a big breakthrough coming up here in 2023, and I want to say sometimes into 2024 for some reason. Now remember, most of my predictions are 2022 to 2026. I don't know why, but I was told that. Big breakthrough, possibly diabetes. There's some type of huge breakthrough in something that is a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay. And it could even be cancer. Okay. Now, I skip around a lot. So, these are the things I'm getting. Something's big in the horse racing world, maybe horse drugs. I'm not sure. There's something big in horse racing. Now, I have no idea why I get some of these, but if you guys are watching, people are like, oh my God, yeah, that did happen. And it could be really significant, could be really big. I just get it. So, all right. Trump will continue to whine about his fan base. Less and less people are listening. I predicted that. I predicted he will not. He can try to run all he wants. He's just not going to get any type of backing. The Republicans are done with him. I had predicted that last year, and I said, don't worry about it. He won't. It's a done deal. It's done. So, okay. Now, there's a new car company or a subsidized company featuring small electric cars. It's a small company. So it could be like a division of Chevy, or do you see what I'm saying? But there's a brand new one specializing in like inexpensive electric cars that's coming up here in the near future. All right. I skip around. I skip around. I still say, by the way, that Trump might leave the country. Maybe he's going to stay somewhere or something. I've been saying this. Like, I don't know. I still get it. Okay. Now, get back to other things. All right. New cryptocurrency coming. I always said it was a scam not to get involved. I know cryptocurrency involves many, many different things, but just be careful with the cryptocurrencies, guys. Okay. I'm not saying that all of it's a scam, but there is a new cryptocurrency coming. Okay. Something about the Pope and sexual misconduct. So we know that that's been not necessarily him, but there's some type of scandal again in the Catholic Church. All right. And it has a direct contact or connect with the Pope. So either there's been stuff shoved under that's going to be revealed again, or it's coming due. All right. Weather-wise, hurricanes to hit the Gulf. I got 2 of my 3 right. I got them all right but I did say last year or this year in 2022 that I thought we'd get one in Texas. I think we're going to get one in 23 in Texas or that whole area, Louisiana, Alabama. There'll be something coming that way. I did predict the hurricane on the right side of Florida, and I predicted it in South Carolina, and I predicted it on the left side of Miami last year. So my track record's pretty good for those. Now, there's going to be wildfires again in Wyoming that will be kind of pretty severe. I'm not sure if they're in Yellowstone, okay? Pretty big uprising in Canada against Trudeau and possible assassination attempt. So be careful of that, Canadians. I'm about half of you are watching me that are from Canada, okay? King Charles is ill. There's some type of illness. I'm not sure if it's COVID. There's an illness of some type, okay? I think we may hear in 2023 that there may be another child for Meghan Markle. I do feel like there's one coming. If it's not 2023, it's 2024. Okay. Back to my weather. Volcanic eruptions on some island, but it's not Hawaii. It may be in Indonesia in some way. All right. I keep seeing a disaster in Indonesia. This is what they show me, so you guys understand what's going on. They show me maps. I know maps well. I taught geography and U.S. history and stuff. But they're showing me Indonesia, and there's some type of natural disaster. So could it be this volcano? I'm not sure. So there's something going on this year in Indonesia that's going to affect, I want to say, it might affect the climate in some ways. That's why I'm thinking it may be a volcano. It might be there. I just know that it's an island of some sort, and I don't believe it's Hawaii. Okay? All right, so on the brighter side, there's some type of new innovative phone that's coming out this year that might be in your wrist or forehead. Now, I know that they've come out before, and they've been out, but this is different. This is like redone, so it's working really well, and it's tiny, and it's like it might be on a finger. I know it's weird, but it's something like that, and people are going to be using them. And so it's gonna start becoming more common maybe, but I just see that it's real innovative, and it's something that they may have come out before, but this is working, because you know how sometimes new technology doesn't work that great. Okay, so something about saving elephants. I kept getting something critical numbers this year about elephants, and we all know that the animals are dying. But there's something about critically saving them. And we're going to hear about that this year. All right. Now, I get some odd downloads, you guys. I'm serious. I got some about a talking chimp or gorilla. Like they're talking I know that they communicate some sign language. This is different. Somehow, I don't know if he's pressing a button to talk or he's actually talking. You know what I mean? Like that rough language. There's going to be some shocking stuff that's going on with chimps or gorillas this year. All right? That's going to be like, okay. Now, TikTok's not blocked in 2023, I don't think, but it'll be blocked in 2024. If it's not in 23, it's in 24. I still say it's coming. I said this in 21, that TikTok will be banned. And people thought, oh, no. And then I didn't hear it. I go, well, I guess I'm wrong. Now, for my predictions, I want you to remember that time is elusive because, E equals MC squared. And I'm telling you right now that some of my predictions don't always come true. Like I had somebody that said to me, that called me out, and that's okay. Go ahead. Call me out on these. I am not always completely accurate. That I said AR-15s would be banned in 22. I didn't say 2022. I said between 2022 and 2026, they will be banned. They will be banned. I think collectively, we are getting tired. So just to let you know, all right? Mastodon gains ground. It's going to keep gaining ground, but there's also a new type of social media coming. Now, I guess that they had announced that there was a couple people working on it. It's gonna gain ground quickly. It's gonna be popular. Okay. There's a new type of sugar substitute coming out. I don't know why. I just don't know how. I don't know how it works. I just know there is. Okay. There's something about barbecue sauce. I know this is crazy. Is there a recall? Is there something to do with sugar in the bar? I don't understand, but something to do with barbecue sauce. Okay. And I just thought I would mention that because it's like a trivial little thing. Okay. Now, there's massive this year. This next year, or even, remember, I could be wrong in my years. There's massive immigration reform coming with DACA. It's easier to get your green card. They're going to make it easier. They're going to legalize a lot of these people coming in illegally. We need workers. I'm not getting you involved in anything political. I'm just telling you what's going on. And we need workers. So remember that. All right? That's all I'm going to say. It's going to get easier for people to get their green cards, get in, get streamlined, and fill the workers that we need. Okay? Student loan passes the lawsuit. I still say something's coming in March. It's significant. I've been saying that for a while. I just have now heard here, it's January, that they were going to hear the lawsuit in February, and it's going to get paid. Something's going through that. And if that's not, there's money coming to people, quite a bit of money coming to people in March, to a lot of people. And it's not just taxes. Okay. High-speed rail, we've talked about that. That will be going through here in the United States. It'll start to gain ground quite a bit. Amoebas in the water scare again. Now, I predicted that there was a city with a water problem. I predicted that. Please check me out on my 2021, or was it 2020? But which was Jacksonville, Mississippi. But there's amoebas in water again, and it's a scare again, where it's, can go into the brain or whatever. So that's going to come around again, like big time. It might even be from the ocean. I'm not sure. Coming up, there's some type of heart cure. Going to discover how to do surgery easier. Now, I get asked every year, I'm off my subject a little like I always do, but who's going to do the Super Bowl? Because as Americans, we want it. One of the teams is on the West Coast. So if it's not the Raiders, it's the 49ers, it's Seattle, it's somebody on one of the teams is on the West Coast. I know that for sure. Last year I got the score exactly right. So I love football. And by the way, football's tackling, and I said this in 2021, I believe we'll have to look which date it was, that tackling will be banned within the next 5 years, 5 to 7 years at the most. It will be banned. And now that we've had some injuries, they're seeing it more and more and more. People are starting to get more conscious of each other. Do you see there's a softening of the world as people start to become kinder in this very difficult last few years we've been through? Okay? I say there's an earthquake in Japan. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but there is another earthquake coming to Japan. All right? Sea levels rise and gain momentum in Miami. And I spend a lot of time down in Florida, and I know those sea levels are rising. All right. East Coast hurricane to Cocoa Beach. I don't know for sure if it's Cocoa Beach, but there's another hurricane. Like it said, I think this one will be a little bit stronger than the last year one. Okay. Like I said before, there was one coming, and it could have been to Galveston. There's one coming to the Texas coast or Alabama, Louisiana. It's around that area. It's going to hit the mainland around there. Now, this is interesting. Here we go, skipping around again. The big artwork, there's a big artwork that they're going to find that was lost. And is it a Van Gogh? Is it from World War II? It was stolen? I'm not sure. And I put Van Gogh ? Because I'm not sure. There's a big artwork that's going to be found that's been lost. So just think about that, all right? Now, there's a total cure for AIDS by 2026. Total cure for it. Total cure, okay? All right. The union, okay, so I've talked about unions, and I said, I predicted in which places. I predicted Amazon's unionization. I predicted Starbucks unionization. I got them all right. And so I say that the union organizer who led for Amazon is going to run for office. He'll win too. And not just as a union, as an actual office. Up and coming politician, by the way. All right? Rhino extinction and a cloning. Another way to clone, but it's not cloning. Something to do with possible rhinos. I'm not sure. There's some way to restore, but it's not quite cloning. I don't understand that, but I'm just giving my information that I'm getting. The first attempt to actually grow body parts and actually be successful is going to happen here in 2023 and 2024. So remember, and that is quickly going to become a norm. All right? Now, I love political predictions, and so I bounce all over the place. And I still say that there's 2 more SCOTUSes that are going to be added. I said 3. 1 was added legally because 1, and that was last year. Or was it the year before? I think it was last year. And there's 2 more to come. They're going to add, but what my point is that the Supreme Court's going to be balanced better. All right? 2 more, Mississippi keeps drying up for 2 more years. And so is that Euphrates. Don't like that idea either, but Arizona finds a way to pump in seawater all the way from Arizona. Okay. Very, very hot summer again with animals dying. I don't like saying that, but my prediction, and I've been sticking with this, and if you know where my basis of my predictions is coming from, is that the Great Lakes were to become very habitable, and people will be mass exiting back to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan. It'll be habitable because the Great Lakes have their own weather system. Okay? Scientists find a way to actively use geothermal power, and it goes into use within the next 2 years. I know they've got some ways, but they're going to find something new about that. Okay? Now, I said there would be 2 or 3 more diseases, which I predicted right last year. I said there'd be 2 more things. It was RSV, I believe. Now, there's still 2 more diseases, or is it an Ebola surge? 2 more to come. I'm not sure. It could be a surge, but there's 2 more things to come, and it's not COVID. There's something else, okay? Now, here's an interesting, for some of this is fun. So, and I've got so many predictions, I'm going to break this in half, okay? So, in a couple minutes, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to do part 1 and part 2, because I need to do that. And that way I keep them fairly short, 25 minutes a piece or so. Major soft drink like Coca-Cola is going to merge. There's going to be a soft drink merger that's going to be like, wow, okay, because I don't know why that's important, but it was mentioned to me, and I'm giving it to you as a download. Something about potatoes. Is it a new electric source? Because remember, you can for a minute use like a potato for batteries, but there's something about potatoes. And I'm wondering if it's a shortage or it's an electric source. I don't know why I want to say both, but I do want to tell you that there is some type of corn crop issue coming up. I think it's a beetle, and I think that there is going to be a possible corn shortage. There's something to do with the corn crops failing. Corn. Okay, so be prepared for that, because our United States and a lot of countries, everything's run off of corn. So just remember that, okay? I want to say also there's a mass exodus. There's a mass exodus of people leaving right-wing churches. That Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, Amish, the Jehovah's Witness religion may even collapse or begin to collapse. I'm not being political and I'm not being religious, but this is what I'm seeing. There's a mass exodus leaving. So, okay. There is a Christian minister who is kind, accepting, loving, and denounces all Christian hypocrites. He's young, he's dynamic, he's honest. He's coming in. He changes Christianity back it changes it for the better. So, and he is coming in. He is now coming in. Now, I want to say not necessarily. I think he may already be around, but he's going to become more notable from now until 2026. And no, he's not. No, he's not like the Antichrist. No, this is a good person. Okay. Please watch me for my second batch, because you know what? There's more to come, and I've got a lot. Blessings to you. Watch part 2 as I download it.